Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly episode of Something New Live, The Why. We have someone that you haven't seen in quite some time. It's been really depressing. He's been missing, and now he is back in action. I'm just kidding, but he's here today. The very famous, very, very incredible Scott McGregor is here. Here he is. I know
I'm back. It was a 1 week hiatus.
It was a little bit of.
I don't even remember what I had, but
you just no showed on us, and everybody was upset about it. Everybody was upset.
And you got the wrong. You got the Living with Anitude on.
Oh my God! And he's like, it's like if you guys didn't stop talking, you keep talking. How's that? Is that better?
It's better.
Are you all right? Listen, it's brought to you by Living with Anitude. I got to tell you something. He gets a little territorial over here. So hi everyone, we're here with yet another weekly episode of the wonderful Something New Live, The Why, and we have a wonderful, incredible, special woman here today as our guest. And I have to tell you something before I bring her on. I have to tell you what just happened. My daughter screamed so loud that I thought there was a mouse or something very, very serious happened. And I just want everyone watching to know that there's a new update in the iPhone that adds over 100 emojis. So in case you're concerned or you hear screams from your children's rooms, it's the update that is in fact the culprit. Okay.
That's big.
There's also there's 8 wallpapers. So this constituted a scream that was like somebody died. So, okay. In comes the wonderful, beautiful, fabulous Brianne Morgan. How are you, Bri?
Hey guys. Well, that was the kindest introduction ever.
Montana in the house.
Montana's here.
Montana.
This is what happens when you live in Montana. You have no internet access.
We have morning meetings. We have morning meetings every day, and I don't get to see Bri a lot. Some of us have our live, some of us have our pictures up, and Bri oftentimes has her picture up. So I'm really excited. I get to see her like live and in the flesh today.
I am so sorry, actually. Yeah, you like never see me live.
I'm psyched.
But so tell everybody the reason is that she lived in LA. So our meeting is at 9:30 Eastern time. So 6:30. So we're making this poor, wonderful woman get up at 6:30 and be on a Zoom call, which is horrendous, which is why sometimes people show up in bathrobes. Even at 9:30.
I have to tell you that Bri's picture that comes up is not like my silly professional one. It's like the cutest, sweetest. Like she's going like this in her picture, and she looks all like snazzy and like she's dressed to the nines.
So do you know who gets credit for that being my picture?
Who?
Mr. McGregor.
Mr. McGregor. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I said I need a new LinkedIn profile picture. He's like, "Is this gonna work?" Boom, done.
Boom, done. So that's the face I'm used to seeing. It's kind of like kind of outdoes everybody every single morning. So great. Tell us.
Really sweet. It's kind of cheating a little.
No, it's not. It's not. You look beautiful every morning. So tell us, Bri, about your experience with Something New. We've had several guests. We've talked to several people. It's a general consensus that this place kind of stinks, as a company. Now, so generally speaking, we have the same vibe from everybody. I'd love to hear your take on everything with Something New and sort of your experience here.
So I think I have to point out first and foremost, just how I ended up joining, to me, was really amazing. It was through Tab the recruiter, and she had just reached out to me, and I always look back on it and find it funny because recruiters, we tend to kind of compete with each other. I mean, we get to know each other and build camaraderie, but there was no real reason for her to reach out to me. And so that was probably about a year before I ever spoke to Scott. And so I was following her content on LinkedIn, saw that they were hiring, and then I spoke to Scott and I thought, God, before I spoke to Scott, I thought this sounds like an amazing company from what Tab had told me. Then I spoke to Scott and you're on the fence. Yeah, I know how that works. No, I'm just kidding. He sold me on the first call for sure. Having worked in the industry prior to this, I had a good experience, but I saw things being done and heard about things being done in recruiting and staffing and everything that to me were absolute horror stories. And, I don't think it's it's any secret that the recruiting industry does not have the best name. And so to see someone who'd been a CRO and hired and developed all of the stuff that he developed was really spoke to me. I love the way that we work with our candidates and also the way that we work with our clients. I think it's very incredibly unique and very, very different, very important.
Bree, we have a guest that would like to say hello to you. That would be my son, who is
in
school, and he's tuning
Sammy
in.
Leib.
Sammy Leib in the house.
Oh, I love it.
He's undoubtedly going to be in trouble after this, but that's just what happens. That's what we do. We sign on during the day when we're supposed to be in school. So yes, things are very different at Something New. In fact, I had a meeting the other day where somebody was like, you know, in this recruiting world, the dirty, skeevy, disgusting world of recruiting, and you guys are different. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't really think of it like that, but you know, some people have such this negative connotation of the world. And, you know, I don't know that that's everybody's experience, but it's absolutely aptly named Something New because it is a new experience for me as well, just as a company as a whole. But Scott,
can I jump in for a second?
I guess.
So I think what's fascinating that maybe people don't know is that, so Bree worked for the largest recruiting firm in the world, Adecco, and you worked for maybe the most prestigious recruiting firm in the world, Korn Ferry.
I did.
So, you know, that's an interesting perspective from Korn Ferry to Adecco to Something New. So
says a little something, Scotty Mac.
Yeah. Just saying.
So tell me about your experience when you first talked to Bree, or when you heard about her from Tab. Or hi, Scott Garber says hi. He's always such a good supporter. Thank you.
What's up, Scott Garber? So the first time I spoke to Bree, I think I talked to her for, oh my God, like an hour and a half. I think I exhausted her into you know, agreeing to a second call. And I think that was the one where she actually got up and was walking outside and fell down the stairs or something like that. Or that's at least the story I tell because it's fun.
That's the story he tells. Yeah.
But I had a fantastic conversation with her. I could tell immediately she's such a genuine person. She's got such a huge heart. She's crazy smart, which I could, you know, pick up very quickly. So the fact that she was really, really bright and has a huge heart and knew the industry, it was kind of a no-brainer. So almost like The Bachelorette, where Claire literally like falls in love with the guy when he steps out of the limo, which I know I'm losing man points for even knowing this.
You really are. You just love them with me too. You love them with me.
I'm very comfortable. I watch it with my wife. It's the greatest show on TV. So anyway, much like that, where Claire, bam, falls in love right off the bat. It was the same with Bree, and for you too. Love at first sight.
Love at first sight. He's such a charmer, that McGregor, isn't he? So here's the thing about Bree that I find. First of all, you know, you already hear this all the time that you're so kind and just such a love. I mean, I could not have been welcomed with more open arms. And we were both moving at the same time, and we both sort of saw each other on that level, and it was just an instant friendship. So thank you for being so warm to me. Oh, hold on. Scotty Garber says Scotty McGregor's a legend, which, you know, we know is true. I love giving him compliments because his face is just the absolute best every time. It just kills me. But so Bree, so, you know, I sort of fell in love with you at first sight too. I mean, you're such a kind person and caring, genuinely caring. And I just appreciate you so much. And I do have to tell you though, that I thought that you had been with the company for like years. Like I had no idea that this was kind of a newer situation. Yeah. I mean, I would have guessed that it was like since the beginning of time. I mean, so just so you know, the way you carry yourself in the way is not at all like, you know, like in any way, like, you know, everything, but it's like, you're very knowledgeable and very professional and very welcoming. And I had no idea that you were just a few months.
Yeah, I think it's approaching the end of July. So it's getting close to four months now, I believe. So
Wow.
I had no idea. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. And you're so sweet. Like, we connected just immediately, and that's what I love about our team. I don't think there's anybody on the team that I didn't feel an immediate connection to, and I think it's so rare to get the chance to work with so many people who are all truly like amazing human beings on top of being great at what they do. So
I mean, Diane's a little prickly. Let's be honest.
It depends on the day. It depends on the weather. It depends on the weather.
That's right. She's in Minnesota.
I mean, like, all of a sudden she's like, the skunk sprayed my dog, and that's a little, no, she's there's nobody that I don't feel just warmth and team, just a team family feeling every day when we get to, talk about our accomplishments and what we're doing in this world. So, but I wanted to see, what do you think that's attributed to, Brie? Like, that difference factor that, of course, everybody feels it, but can you put your finger on it at all? Like, what it is?
The difference in our team?
Yeah, that makes us so different.
Well, I think a lot, that's hard to say. I think Scott can answer that better because he's the one who does the picking, and I think like attracts like, right? So that's what initially drew me to wanting to talk to Tabitha or be interested in the position when it opened. So I think that there's that, but I think Scott can probably speak much better to how he chooses people.
Yeah, we have we have one comment. First, love these conversations, seeing the magic behind the scenes that brings the magical mission to the forefront. Some of the most amazing people living with attitude all the way. And we have our latest friend, Scott Brett Koretsky. How are you?
Brett.
From Unicorn Drinks. How you doing? Great live.
We have a lot of lacrosse. We have a lot of lacrosse talk to go over, so I'm looking forward to that.
Lots to talk about. But Scott,
Brett was a lacrosse legend at Maryland and Massachusetts. So anyway, we're going to talk lacrosse when we hop on the phone.
Good. It was nice of him to show up. Thanks for everybody that's pulled through. Thank you, Michael, for your amazing comment as usual. I don't know who this LinkedIn user is. This is a glitch in the system that always happens to everybody. It's LinkedIn user. Good morning. Agree that Brianne is the best, as genuine as they come. I probably could. I feel like in my heart it's from someone on the team, but I don't know.
Yes. Well, thank you to whoever wrote that. That was incredible.
Thank you. See, Brie, it's everybody thinks it.
Everybody on LinkedIn. Yeah, just
everybody on LinkedIn. My people, what's good? This could be, just one of our fans. This is what happens. So thank you for hopping on. Scott, what do you attribute this, how do you pick your people? How do you get such amazing people on your team? Must be something to do with knowing about talent strategy.
A little bit. So it's the heart and the head. I mean, those two things are really what I'm looking for. It's not, you guys, obviously the Korn Ferry Adecco background, that's great. But most of our team doesn't have a background in recruiting. It's not really what I'm looking for, because I think you can teach and we do things so differently that it's pretty easy to teach people how to do things the way that we do them. But people's heart in their head, you can't really change that. So it's really gauging, those two things. And I think, quite honestly, like, our team is our greatest advertisement, because I think when everybody gets an opportunity to talk to other team members, they're like, wow, this is somebody who's really bright and, a great person and wants to help fulfill our mission, to teach talent strategy, to help companies grow, but to do that for the purpose of increasing our revenue, which is done for the purpose of raising money and giving back. So,
amazing.
It's easy to find those like-minded people, and I'm blessed.
You are, Scott.
I am. I'm blessed to have you guys.
By the way, my people is Darren McKee. And
love Darren.
Yes, that's Darren McKee. And Mike Helton. Mike Helton was the other LinkedIn. My profile's not coming through. So we have a really good support system going here. We also, Brie, just to wrap you up, Brie, we have somebody special here, our very own Ali Fischer. to say a few words about you today and see Ali's take on Brie.
You guys are making me turn red today. I mean, honestly.
My take on Brie. Oh my God, I'm on my phone today. Can you guys see me okay?
Yeah, it looks great.
You look great.
Oh my goodness. Brie is like a calm soul. She and I have had some phenomenal text message exchanges and some really great phone conversations. She's so supportive and so generous with herself. It's really unique. I mean, I don't know. Hey, Scott. I think there's so much of that in everybody on the team. And every time you get on the phone with someone, it's like all those little gems come out. Brie is just such a kind heart, and she's so understated.
Like, very sarcastic, which a lot of people don't know.
I find it interesting that Ali doesn't describe me as a calm soul. This is why I don't know
if I would.
I've never heard you say that, and I'm bummed because, no, I'm teasing. But no, I totally agree with that. I mean, I can't speak more highly of Brie, and I'm so happy to work with you. And I feel like I could come to you for anything, being new, and I appreciate you. So if anyone else has anything, she's so supportive and just really kind. I mean, you must be sick of hearing that because it's like all I say to you. But it's true, and I don't say that to everyone.
May not know me that well yet. No. But no,
we're getting there.
You guys you've added so much value to our team, and you're both just as amazing and supportive. So I need you guys to know how much I appreciate you as well. Thank you for all of the compliments, but I mean,
you're welcome. This was Spotlight on Brie, so we are happy to have you. It was awesome to get to know you more and hear a little bit about your why and what you have going on. And unless you have anything to add, I'm going to let you two go, and Ali and I are going to continue and talk about Labs Audit.
Awesome.
It was a pleasure. Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Brie. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Scott.
Bye, Scott.
Jason, thank you for your comment.
Yes, Jason, people over everything. Hi. All right. Bye and bye. It's just us girls now. So how are you?
Yeah, I think she's so understated,
I know. She's just like me. I know.
She's this calm, like quiet soul.
Yeah, but she's also like, there's definitely like a firecracker in her too. I mean, there's a firecracker, that is definitely there and wants to succeed and does succeed. And, people love her, and she always has a little quip back for Scott if he says something.
Yeah, she does.
I like that piece. So there's definitely some fire in there.
Yeah.
All right, Ali, are you frozen? Uh-oh. You're holding your face. Oh, there you are. You're either holding your face really, really still, or you were frozen. I was like a little scared. Okay, so I'm excited.
Oh, that's nice. I hope I don't freeze throughout this whole thing. I posted a long time ago. I had serious internet issues, and I think I froze once like this in this crazy video chat, and someone screenshotted it, and I had to post it. It was hysterical. I was like,
"Oh my God, I have to see that." So I am excited today. We don't have a ton of time because both of us have something coming up right around the corner, but we're going to talk today about something really cool. So when I joined, you were building something amazing. And I want to give you tons of credit because you killed it on this. I'm going to let you tell what it is, but it's called the Talent Strategy Audit. That's what we're calling it. And I want you to talk about sort of what it is and what it entails. And we don't have to get into a ton of detail, but whatever you want to share. But I think it's very interesting for CEOs of really any executive that's dealing with hiring and firing people, anyone that deals with any kind of talent strategy, I think would be really interested in taking this. So I'll give you the floor.
So we wanted to find a way to ask questions about the services that we provide that would spark an interesting conversation with CEOs and founders specifically for the companies that we felt could benefit from the service that we're providing on talent strategy, and use it almost as a benchmark on how they currently stack up with their current strategy process. So the audit is about, what, 40 questions, probably takes well under maybe 8 minutes to complete. We've had people that I think have told you, is there just a no button that I can click and go down?
Exactly. They want to just, I have a client that actually said, I just want to press the button at the top that says no, because he wants to answer every single question as no, because that's how, I mean, it's not that, that doesn't pack as much punch until you know some of the questions, but some of them are, basically about how you're interviewing your candidates. Are you making talent strategy a priority? What are, do you talk about red flags or anything like that? Like, and he just was like, no, we do none of this. Yeah.
So we've taken the 60 or so modules that we do in the training that we do with the organizations that we work with, and we've condensed it to a questionnaire that we think packs a punch. And it asks everything from how often do you audit your current process on the 3 pillars, the acquisition, the onboarding, and the retention piece. Do you know who the proper people are that should be interviewing? Do you have documented processes on onboarding, for instance, on interview best practices? Do you have a mentor program? Do you have an incentive program? And it really runs down the list in a pretty quick, concise way to give you an overview of what you're doing, what you know, what you don't know, and how you currently score. And the results are enlightening, to say the least.
They sort of, I think we've had one yes.
Yeah, it's been in the minority. Yes. Put it mildly. I mean, there is no pass fail, right? I mean, it's not like you get to the end and they're like big red flag.
No red
yeah. But if you answer no, like, no, I don't have processes. No, I don't audit. No, I don't know who should be doing what, where, and when. There's a problem. Like, there's a problem if you don't have these things in place and you don't know what you're doing or who's doing them or how to do them, and you're not being intentional. So if you answer no or not sure to the majority of the questions, there should be some pretty significant red flags to say, yeah, maybe I need some help.
Or maybe there are some contributing factors as to why you haven't been as successful as you'd like to be, or why you're not retaining your good talent and your good people are leaving, or why there are revolving doors, or, these are some questions that it kind of puts in your head to say, and here's the best part, like, we have the answers. Like, that's why we give out this audit. We have those answers as to why. So that's what makes Something New Labs so exciting, because it's not just like, oh, assess your talent strategy. Well, that sucks. You don't have any. It's like,
too bad for you.
Sorry.
You're on your own.
Right. Have a great day. But like, we have the answers.
You're in luck.
You're in luck. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Because we work with people that are at different stages in their growth. We work with companies that are just at the beginning process of hiring. And that's the time where you should be having these conversations with yourself, getting all these processes put in place correctly up front. But we also work with companies that haven't really been doing it right for many years and have retention problems, or maybe have employee engagement issues, or getting some interesting feedback from their employees on where things stand with leadership and development, and are now auto-correcting. So we meet you where you're at. We've said this a million times, either in our posts, private conversations, with you on podcasts, with these lives. There's not a one size fits all. We just know that the majority of companies are not doing well in all of the things that we discuss. And the audit really sheds some pretty serious light on those system failures. But yeah, like you said, there's a solution. It's a good thing. There's a solution.
Right.
We're there to
work this out into those modules that we're always talking about, those 60-ish modules, out of the talent acquisition, the talent onboarding and retention. And like Ali said, we meet you where your company is, but, they sort of all go hand in hand. I mean, think about it. How do you get people excited about your company? How do you get the best talent? How do you onboard them and make sure that they're welcome? And then how do you keep them? They're all part and parcel.
They're all fun. Yes.
So, I don't know how you see sort of, is the audit like split up into those three modules? Would you say that all the questions are sort of, can be applied to each module in order, or how does it work?
Definitely, yeah. And actually the original iterations of the module, of the audit, were divided actually into three sort of unique sections. And you had to complete one in order to move on to the other. We combined them all together. But yeah, it goes in order almost. Unbeknownst to them, they don't know, most of the people taking it have not seen the full 60 or so. It's a conversation starter that leads us to then have the bigger discussions where we get to take a really deep dive into all of the modules. But yeah, it's a complete layout of
it really sheds a lot of light.
Just truncated a little bit, but yeah.
So if people are like, they're watching this now or they're watching it after and they're like, wait, this sounds like something I want to take, what do they do?
So reach out to me. Or to this, actually, you're over here.
Yeah.
Danny. You can go to Something New.
Yeah,
right on our website. Under our labs advisory, there's the audit.
Try SomethingNewNow.com. There's the audit live. You can hit open or whatever it is, click here, and you'll get the audit right in front of you. You can fill everything out, and you'll see how many no's you have, undoubtedly.
Yeah. Just hit the submit button. Hit the submit button, because the purpose of an audit is you want to benefit from seeing the results, and we analyze those results and then have an honest discussion about where there's some shortcomings.
Do you have a favorite question, Emily? Do you have a favorite audit question?
No.
They're all so equally.
It's so hard. I think it's hard because each, like you said before, each of the topics go hand in hand with each other. You can't really pull one out. You can't have a great candidate experience and then not care about onboarding.
Right.
Or you can't sort of not do well by the hiring process and the interviewing process, and then have the person start and not really have a great experience and then say, oh, we're going to have a great onboarding experience.
Right.
When they're maybe hesitant already, they have a bad taste in their mouth because you didn't do a good job for the 8 weeks or whatever that you were interviewing them.
And like the bottom line of it, I don't even, no pun intended, the bottom line of all of this is that doing all these things correctly or in the best way, or, being educated by our modules and learning how to put processes and systems in place that work will do a couple of things amazingly. It will add to your bottom line, and in turn, it will create an amazing company culture. We do it. We put things in place like this at our company, and you see how everyone raves about working here. There's a reason everything is in place the way it is and why we do the things that we do. And there's definitely every single module we have and everything we learn and everything we teach is intentional. It's a very, very, very important process to put in place for your ultimate success. Would you agree?
Yeah, you will. If you make one bad less hire, the program pays for itself. You're paying on average between 50 and 75% of an employee's salary to replace an employee that's left. And that it ranges depending on whether you're talking an entry level or a more senior employee. But there are a lot of things that go into replacing an employee. You have HR's time for recruiting, you have the onboarding time, you have all of the lost productivity, potentially the lost sales, and you have the issues of morale. There's a lot of lost money. So if you've got a $100,000 employee, you're potentially spending $66,000 to replace that employee.
People definitely don't realize
retention
that.
should be front of mind. And we know now, I think the statistics also show that it's like 18 months every time people change positions around, about every 18 months or so.
Yeah.
So you can't force people to stay longer than 18 months if they have a great opportunity or, family change, or things happen over the course of people's lives, but you can put processes in place to prevent them from jumping ship. And it costs a lot of money to have that revolving door. It's not just an occupational hazard.
I mean, when I think of those things, I think about hemorrhaging. Like you're just hemorrhaging money, for no reason. So it's just, when you hear that, you got to think, So it's very enlightening, I would say. That's the best way. It sheds light, and it's very enlightening to take the audit and sort of learn about what are the key factors in sort of why things are going the way they are, and why you're not, keeping your good people, and why people aren't running to come work for you. And, so I find
people ask themselves these questions, right? I mean, that's basically what we're doing. We're shedding light on maybe a problem that exists that you're not really aware of to the extent that it exists.
Absolutely. Do you have anything else about the audit to add?
No, I think people should take it. It's 8 minutes of your life. It'll probably be maybe the most important 8 minutes that you take for the balance of the year. If you want to, play it out in 2020 terms, 8 minutes, 40 questions. And you will be setting yourself up for long-term sustainability if you get these things right. Yeah. It's just a logical no-brainer. And there are statistics to back it up. I mean, the one I just gave about retention speaks for itself. Yep. But people don't track this. We talk about metrics too. That's a big thing. We talk about metrics. Do you track metrics? Do you actually know how much it costs to replace an employee, or how much? Some people have such retention problems and such problems with employee churn that they don't even think about it. Like they don't want to think about it. They just stick their heads in the sand.
Yeah.
Do you know how much money you're losing?
Yeah. So, and how much money you're not losing, more importantly, when you're doing it right. Well, how much money you're not losing. So basically more money in your pocket. So I am psyched. We have some news. I don't want to give up the news yet about what we're going to do to showcase it. Okay. We're not going to give that up yet, but next week, I think we'll talk about it. But we do have some news coming up about something exciting that we're doing that will have to do with the audit and learning and just hearing more about SomethingNew Labs. So Ali, it has, as always, been a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for being here and hosting with me.
Hi, everybody.
And reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you.
Yes. Have a great afternoon.
Weekends. Bye.